Hello, Mayor Jeff Schielke speaking to you on Friday, April 2nd, 2021. And unfortunately, I want to begin today's comments on kind of a sad note. I refer specifically to the front page of the Daily Herald newspaper from Tuesday, March 30th, 2021, where it tells a very tragic story of the death of Pete Rosengren, the Vice President of Sales and Digital Strategies for the Daily Herald Media Group. And as many of you know, he was with his family on a vacation in Florida, and he came upon a situation involving some young folks that had gotten themselves in trouble in a turbulent ocean. And without any regard for himself, he took it upon himself to go into the water and retrieve the folks that were in trouble. And then he got himself into some trouble, and he came back, he got everybody out of the water, and then came onto the beach, and according to the story in the newspaper, he fell over and apparently died right then and there. So he was only, I believe he was 42 years of age. I had the honor of meeting him, I guess it was last year. He had 3 sons, and he was very, very interested and active in boys baseball in Batavia, and really had some deep-seated interest in it, and was a big promoter of trying to enhance the program and whatever. So he talked with me several times about different things they were doing and ideas they had for fundraising and whatever. So he was one of those tried and true citizens. He and his wife and family lived down on the southwest side of Batavia in one of our newer areas there off of Deer Path Road. And it is very tragic, and I'm very sorry about this whole thing, because he was one of those citizens who you can say truly cared not only for his family, which he loved dearly, but also for the town that he was now living in, and he wanted to see good things come to our community. And in his job and in his work in the community, he always put everything first that was going to be of a betterment for our town. So he's the type of person that truly made Batavia a greater and grander place, and he certainly leaves a legacy of admiration and great respect for his work during his lifetime, and trying to do the right thing to make this a better world for us all to live. So to Pete's family, I express my sympathies on behalf of the City Council, and just offer a prayer and a thought of just remembrance to him for a job that he did that was really very special. And to his very end, he was there trying to help his fellow human beings survive some very challenging situations, and he was successful in that, although at the end of the day it cost him his life. So we are expressing our sympathies to his family, and I would ask that everybody that knows him certainly gather around and be supportive, and we'll remember him with great fondness in the years and the days ahead. That's kind of the bad news for the moment. What I would like to also talk about, I guess this is not bad news, but as you know, the Sam's Club out on Randall Road at Mill Street is in full force of activity as the vaccination spot for Central Kane County. And if you go by there, if you go out to Portillo's and get in their long line, you'll see there's a matching long line over there, generally on the north side of the building, as people line up to go in and get their shots. We have the Batavia Police out there on duty during the times that it's open, because we don't have so much traffic, but we do have people that don't understand the process, and we have some people that want to just go in and think they can just drive in and get a shot. And it's posted quite vividly out there that you need to register ahead of time and get a reported time to come, and we're trying to keep this organized and moving along in a productive manner. So I guess, again, if you don't have computer skills or you don't understand technology, find yourself somebody in the community that will. You can certainly call our RSVP group here in Batavia, and there are other people that are out there that are willing to help you out in trying to get an appointment. So feel free to certainly call the city, and I think we can probably provide you with some numbers or some names of somebody that will be most helpful to you in trying to resolve this. But I want to go on record, as I've said this before, but I just want to commend and thank the Kane County Board under Chairperson Pirog, who has done a tremendous job of putting together a very complex and complicated and and politically charged situation with the well-being of all of our citizens in mind, and it's great to have this facility in our community. And the predictions are that we'll probably have that in operation out there through sometime in November, and by that time we will have probably vaccinated several 100,000 people who have been taken care of at the Batavia facility. So that's something that I want to also encourage everybody who hasn't contacted yet to start looking into it, because it is getting easier now to get the shots. A number of people have already had them. I know a number of people are already registered to go ahead in the next week or two to get in there. But please get yourself in line so that we can get around this thing at the best we can. The other thing that I wanted to just specifically talk about is that finally, with kind of things hopefully getting better, although we keep being told that we have to watch ourselves, and we should, and keep our masks on and continue to remain socially distanced, but we are opening back up some of the programs. The Chicago Cubs are playing baseball at Wrigley Field, and I guess if you got the right mix of things, you can buy a ticket and go in and sit down at the game and watch them. But more importantly, here in Batavia, we are now playing football at Batavia High School, and I believe out at DeKalb at Husky Stadium, and we're going to have a game against our arch rivals, Geneva. We've already played both St. Charles schools, and we beat both of them, and so we're going for a triumphant trio win here. But Geneva, I'm sure, could be a challenging opponent. We are keeping things, kind of reviving things in the sports world in Batavia, and that is, as many of you know, has always been a real strength of Batavia, going back to the huge crowds that started attending Batavia basketball games in the 1950s once we got the new gym built. And we had some folks that became almost legendary in their appearance. We used to have Roger Beals, who would go to the game and he would have a fish on the end of a stick, and he would wave that around to the crowd and cheer on the teams. And then we had the Johnstone family, Reverend Gilbert Johnstone from the First Baptist Church, and his wife Helen and his son Bob, and they were avid fans and seemingly never missed a game. We also had a gentleman by the name of Jim Flanagan, who was a fixture in Batavia for all his life, and he was an avid fan. So we have a very strong list of people. We also had a group of ladies out of some of the churches in town that called themselves the Wild Bunch, and they religiously attended all the basketball games and sat in the seats and cheered on the teams, and they would have their own sweaters and vests and everything else. So we have quite a history in this town of avid fans, and I'm glad, hopefully, with the pandemic kind of turning itself down and the shots and the vaccination working, that we will be returning to that grand time in Batavia in the days ahead. But I thank the school district for doing what they have done this year to kind of get things going. One of the open-ended questions that I don't have an answer for this week is what we are going to do this summer as far as many of the famous events that we all go to and enjoy. And obviously the big one on the table is the 4th of July fireworks, and we are raising money for it. We're hoping to have a great show. We're going to have the garage sale again here at the end of May, and if you'd like to participate in that, you can call down to the city and we can send you out the form that you fill out. You get charged a fee to be in it, but we put your place of residence on a map that's given to all those who are attending, so that they can drive Batavia and know exactly what houses have garage sales. And then all the money that's raised is donated to the fireworks fund. And at last I knew, just a few days ago, talking to the committee that's organizing the fireworks, we had already had 35 people take out applications for garage sales. So I think we're going to have quite a large garage sale in Batavia, and as it's been pointed out to me, we have a lot of people in our town that are running around trying to reorganize things and get things put away or get things out and get things out of their attics and their basements. I was talking to one resident just yesterday who was telling me they were very tired yesterday because they had spent their day moving things from their garage into their basement and then bringing things out of the basement back into the house. And that seems to be, with the pandemic, there's a lot of people who have gone into their attics and their crawl spaces, and they found numbers of things that they can do to get rid of. And so I think there will be a lot of interesting treasures shown to people in Batavia as they go about the garage sales that we will be having here pretty near at the end of May. So I guess it's the end of May. No, I guess it's the 1st of May and the last day in April. So that's when it's going to be, and so we are looking forward to that. And needless to say, the Chamber of Commerce and the Park District and all the folks at Batavia Main Street are busy trying to decide what they can do for the summer. And one of the things I know the city's working on right now is we are about to return the tables to Water Street between Wilson and First, and over on North River Street from Wilson up to State Street. And the tables will be put back in place here, and then people will be invited to go to one of the local restaurants and grab something to eat and kind of go from there. So we will be looking forward to all that activity. I know a number of people who tell me that they've been, closeted up for a long time, and they're looking for opportunities to meet with their friends and go out to lunch. And some people have so many friends and so many appointments that some of these people can't easily get appointments to go to lunch with somebody because there's already a list of people already waiting in line to take them to someplace. And that's a good problem to have, and I know that speaks well to the sentiments of Batavia, that there's so many of us that like each other, that we're very anxious to see our friends and be with them and family and talk with them and do stuff. And certainly this coming weekend with Good Friday and Easter Sunday, many people will be commemorating that. Many will just do it just because it's there. So I want to close today by wishing everybody a nice weekend in the days ahead, knowing that in your own way and your own beliefs that you're going to do stuff that will make it a delightful time for you. So hopefully the weather's going to cooperate, and Batavia will be a brighter and shinier and friendlier and happier place this year than we were last, because at least now people can kind of come out and see each other. And also remind you that next Tuesday is the city election day, and as is also there's elections for park commissioners and school board members and library people and the city council and the township. So there's 5 different local governments that have names on the ballot, and so those will be decided next Tuesday. So if you haven't done so already, and there has been early voting, please go out and vote. And hopefully Batavia continues on its course of being a friendly place where you turn around and you see people saying that they love Batavia, and they've got plaques. I've got one here behind me on my desk with its heart, and it's got the word Batavia with the American flag on it. And I think that speaks wonders for the, not only the message, but from the people who make those things or who give them to you. They are very special people. So anyway, with all that being said, I will wish you all a happy weekend and look forward to talking to you next week. Thank you.